Good morning. Paul Frazier here in Bend, Oregon again, and we're in a changing season right now. It's October, and weather is turning quickly, getting a lot colder. And like today is an unusually gray kind of day. I do see some blue skies, but when it's cloudy and raining down here in Bend, which is not that often, but when it is, it's snowing up on Mount Bachelor, and it's probably storming big time going over the pass, heading toward Eugene, Portland. So, this is where a lot of people get stuck if they're not familiar with the season change and they're not really paying attention. Like, what do I need to be doing right now? Because there's things you need to be doing right now to get ready for winter. So I'm going to talk specifically about snow tires. I'm going to show you a couple of different tires on my own cars. So let's get started. Let's just take a quick look. This is one of my vehicles. This is a Palisade, and this is an example of a tire that would be appropriate for any vehicle, basically, that's not a truck, any SUV, any brand, other than like a truck. Okay, so these are Bridgestone's Blizzaks, studless. Okay, and I'll show you the differences, like why these are really what you want. I've had these tires on for about a year, and you can see they're showing a little bit of wear. There's still a lot of good tread, but I want to point out here get real close. These marks you see right here on top, right here, this is called siping, and this is from the factory siping. Okay, S-I-P-P-I-N-G. You can notice the real aggressive, open lines here, which allows the snow to compact and then press out and escape the tire, so they're never full of snow. Okay, but the siping, I'm going to show you the rear tire here real quick. They're even a little better. I'll probably have these rotated, but I'm going to run these again this winter. So yeah, I put these on and ran them all year long. We just don't drive this car that long. We took a few drives with it, but so Bridgestone's Blizzaks. Okay, and what you want to look for, regardless of whatever you buy, now these are really great snow tires, but you want to look for this little sign right here. Okay, they're rated for snow. Okay, ice and snow, and they're rated M+S, mud and snow. Okay, mud and snow. The difference, of course, is the differences you're going to find are going to be some of these snow tires you can put studs in them. I have a long list of reasons why not to do tires like this with siping. If you can get them from the factory, that's great. But I'm going to show you an example on my truck where they didn't come siped, so I had them siped the tires. Okay, looking at my truck tires here, I want to show you something. Okay, you can see how you have the big lines here that are from the factory, but do you see the really small straight lines there that are about 1/4 of an inch apart all the way across here? Those are additional cuts. They use actually like a machine that has like razor blades, and they put those small cuts in. That's called siping. It actually makes a huge difference in the ice, and that's the main thing. These are truck tires, so these are an all-terrain tire. I bought at Les Schwab. Again, you're going to see the snow rating there, ice and snow. But I'm just not satisfied with their snow rating. I like to have the additional siping done. It's worth it. I mean, the ice is a big problem. I'm going to talk more about that in just a minute. So if you've watched my videos before, I've got a couple on driving in the snow, winter conditions, and I'll say a little bit more about it now. As we're heading into winter, something you need to be paying attention to is being prepared for the change in conditions. And it can happen really fast in the Northwest. When we go from the fall and nights are in the 40 degrees, now into October, every night we're down into the 30s. And any time it could snow. It could snow if it wants to. It can snow today. High desert conditions can change rapidly. So you got to be ready. And also the thing is, I mentioned earlier about if you're going to be driving, let's say from here up to Mount Bachelor or over the pass, at any point, you could be in a really bad situation unexpectedly. Even if it just snows in Bend, a little bit of snow, and you're not really used to driving in the snow, you know, you're going to be rushing down to try to get snow tires, and you're going to be looking for a deal. And you know, I highly recommend not making price the main thing when you're buying snow tires. The main thing is not the price. In fact, if you're capable of it, I mean, just go down and buy the most expensive ones they've got, Les Schwab or at Costco, like those Blizzaks I showed you on my Palisade. I think I got those at Costco. They had an amazing deal on them, and basically covered the cost of the installation or something. And the Blizzaks are well known, and they're good ice tire, so you can't go wrong with those. And I've bought them all over the years. 26 years being here, and with four children growing up, learning to drive in the winters here, all having different cars. I bought a lot of tires. Okay, I have bought a lot of snow tires, and so I have strong opinions. I think the main thing is safety, and you know, safety ratings. You can look at all of that and the softness of the rubber and all that stuff. You know, hey, good way to go. Go down to Costco or Safeway and pay attention. Walk through the parking lot and just take a look at what kind of tires people have on their car in Bend, and that'll give you a really good overview. Like, oh, okay, what do most people think are a great tire here? You're going to see a lot of Blizzaks. They're very popular, but whatever. But don't go out and go get a deal on some tires like that's the main thing. It's not. The safety is the main thing, and ice is the main thing. Any snow rated tire is probably, you know, they're good. You know, you're going to be fine in the snow. The real question is, and the real issue is ice, driving in the ice. Ice is the worst, and even with the best tires on, you're going to be sliding when you're in the snow and ice. You're going to be sliding, okay? So you're never going to be solid on the road. So you're always going to be slipping a little bit. Ice is the one that you really want to get the right tire, and that's why I recommend siping. Now, if you've already bought your snow tires, most of the time you can't go back and have them siped. Because they won't do that. Like Les Schwab, you got to do the siping when you have them installed, and that's when I would always recommend you doing it. Just tell them to sipe them, and you can sipe any tire. So I had my truck tires siped, and it's just another level of protection. And you can't have too much safety on the road when you know you're going to be driving in you know, in conditions that are dangerous. Don't try to save money at that point. Okay, so that's just something to think about. A couple other little tips. The main thing in driving in snow and ice is to give yourself maximum room to stop. You never want to slide into somebody from behind, because you're going to be at fault. You know, that's where most of the accidents happen. You want to give yourself 4 times as much room as you normally would. And you can also do this cautiously, and hopefully they don't misunderstand me here, but I would recommend learning, like when you're driving in snow, like when you pull out of your driveway, before you start moving too quickly, hit your brakes, see if the car is sliding. You can always have ice on the roads. Sometimes you don't realize they're icy, or there's ice underneath the snow that you don't see. Okay, so distance, forget about, like, people are pushing you and rushing you. Let them go around you, get off of the road, whatever, but don't be pushed out of your comfort zone. Drive how you feel safe. You have the right to drive your car safely on the road. Don't let people push you, and especially when you're just learning, just relax and take your time. Okay, give yourself extra time to get wherever you're going, because it's going to be slow moving everywhere. Okay, so throw that in your trip so you have time, you can drive carefully. Keep that in mind. The other thing is a very little thing that's mostly about bend. We have a lot of roads here that where you're gonna notice the grooves in the roads from the heavier trucks, especially on Highway 97, 3rd Street going through Bend. You're gonna have these grooves, and that's from the big semi trucks. And over the years, they've worn these grooves in the road, and so there's these 2 low spots. Your car wants to automatically fall into the low spot. Now, if you're in the rain, you want to stay out of the low spots because you hydroplane. Okay, and that's what most people are saying. Don't get in the low spot. However, in the snow and ice, you want to stay in the low spot. You don't want to try to ride up on the high spot. The reason why is if you do have real icy conditions, the weight of the vehicle will fall into the low spot, and when the car starts to slide down, that a lot of times it'll just keep sliding and it'll slide right out of the lane. So go ahead and let that low spot keep you in a safer position on the road. Okay, that's just a tip I've picked up over the years, because I think the tendency is that you want to ride up on a higher spot. Maybe you feel like, oh, there's less snow here, or oh, that's what I remember from driver safety class or something. But in the snow, it's not that at all. You want to stay in the low spot, and then you're really just trusting your tires and being cautious, and you're going to be fine if you have the right equipment. Sorry, that sun is blaring. If you have the right equipment and you have some of the right advice, and you've got plenty of time, use common sense and some caution, and you're going to be fine. All right. And if you're really worried about it, give me a call, and I'll take you out on a drive, and in my car, in your car, whatever, and give you a little lesson. How do you do this? Maybe there's some other things that would come up, but as you're approaching the roundabouts and stuff, just stay back, take it easy, really, really give yourself time to slide, because it's very common. And don't freak out if you see that you are sliding. That's part of the deal. It's just that you want to be able to gauge how much your car is sliding, and absolutely do not buy all season tires for the winter. Okay, all season tires, no way. I don't care if you have a Subaru or an Audi. It only takes one storm, one accident, to make it seem ridiculous. Why didn't I buy the right tires, the traction devices? What's your deductible on your insurance? $1,000? Well, go spend $1,000 on your tires and avoid the hassle. Try to avoid the hassle, the accident, and maybe hurting somebody or yourself, because it happens so easily. So that's my tip. Those are my thoughts. Hope it was helpful. And as soon as we get into some real snowfall this year, maybe I'll do another video and follow up with you and give you some actual footage. What does it look like here in Bend, with a foot of snow on the ground? That'd be cool, huh? All right, guys, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. That would be great.